What's up, Attack MMA? I'm your host, Zach Weicker, and today I got a very special guest. He's a professional fighter with an 8-1 record and got a big fight on July 15 at UFC Fight Night against Terrance McKinney. Please welcome Nazim Sadykhov. Naz, how you doing, my friend?
What's going on, brother? I'm doing good. As you can see, I'm doing all right.
Definitely, man. And for the people, I kind of like to give them a quick background on you. It's kind of so they can get to know you. So tell them, how and when did you originally get into MMA?
My father put me in. He put me in even as early as like 3.5, 4 years old and overseas. And then when we moved to America, I just continued it. It was just a part of my life before school ever was. So it's something I've been doing my entire life. Never really took time off. Never had maybe more than a month off from the sport as a whole. Just it's just like it was even training for me was even more consistent in school.
Very cool, man. And I know that you are from Azerbaijan and you're one of the only UFC fighters from there. So how important is it for you to be able to represent your country?
It means the world, man. So many people tune in. So many people from Azerbaijan reach out. There's gonna be a lot of people tuning into this fight. There's gonna be entire cafes, entire like resorts. I think they're setting up a bunch of stuff, a bunch of watch parties over there. So it warms my heart to have the support of my people. The flag that I represent to get the love back. It means the world, and it feels amazing.
That's really awesome, man. And I know Rafael Fiziev is also from there. So what's your relationship like with him?
Well, we met years ago in Thailand, as far back as 2017. So we met 2017, trained a little bit over there, kept in touch since. I haven't seen him since, but we keep in touch. And being the only two Azerbaijani guys, it's not like you get lost in translation with just two guys being from representing the same country. So we're cool, man. We're friends. We're cool. We chat from time to time. Everything's good between us.
Great, man. You guys are two killers in the lightweight division, and you've seen another killer in Terrance McKinney. So what's your opinions on him? What do you like about his fighting style and strengths?
Yeah, I think he's an exciting fighter. I think he is well rounded as well. I don't think he's polished per se. I think I am the sharper fighter, but I do think he is dangerous everywhere. All his fights are finishes. Um, I think he presents a threat anywhere the fight goes, but so do I, and that's what makes this fight and this matchup so exciting. I think, and regardless where the fight goes, it's going to be exciting, pure excitement, pure violence.
For sure, man. And Terrence is also a southpaw. So what is it like training for a southpaw rather than training for a normal orthodox fighter?
Well, nobody is used to fighting southpaws. Even southpaws themselves are not used to fighting southpaws. So it's always like an unorthodox look for even a southpaw himself. But we did it for this camp. I didn't have Armando Jetta, prospect, 5-6 fight win streak, Ring of Combat champion. So it was good to get rounds in with grind with all my wrestling, my grappling over in Long Island, and all the regular stuff that we do under Ray Longo, Matt Serra, Jason Rouse. So, just another great camp in the books and ready to perform July 15th.
Definitely, man. I was actually there for one of your sparring sessions against Armando, and you look sharp, man. You look really sharp.
Thank you,
So,
brother. Thank you.
yeah. And this will be like almost guaranteed to be an exciting fight as both you guys are finishes. And between you guys, you've only made it to the scorecards once. So, do you expect this fight to be over before the 3 rounds go?
I don't have in the fights where I've had under 1 minute KOs. I've had two victories in under a minute. I don't plan on anything. I prepare myself the best of my ability, and I come in there and force my will upon my opponents. So that's going to be the case for any fight, regardless of any odds stacked against me or anything that works in my favor. I never rely on anything. I just go in there with the mindset of kill or be killed, and I'm smart about it. My make is gonna be critical. So that's it, man. It's one of those fights where it's like it can be over at any second, or it can be a 3 round war, and I'm prepared for whatever.
Awesome, man. And this could be a 3 round war and a very exciting fight for the fans. So, would you say you pride yourself in being able to put exciting fights on for the fans?
Yes, I do, and it made me very proud to be fight of the night and fight of the month for February. That meant a lot to me, you know. Debut guy for getting fight of the month for the UFC. That's big. I
Yeah,
feel those are big accomplishments, you know. So right off the bat, I set the bar high, and I continue to set the bar even higher every time I step in there. So uh, I do pride myself on being a great fighter, but I also want to be a world class fighter. I don't want to just be exciting. I want my skill to be recognized. I want to be in the mix with the best guys in the world, the top five, the top three, the champ. You know, I want people to look at me, look at how I perform, and say, "Wow, this guy has potential to be champion."
definitely, man. And you mentioned that 50K. Do you expect another 50K bonus coming for this fight?
With this fight, this matchup is highly
Yeah.
possible. So, that's always good.
Yeah, for sure, man. And on Terrance McKinney, he is a very popular fighter as he has over 100,000 followers on Twitter. So, do you expect this fight to be a good chance for you to gain extra eyeballs on you?
Absolutely. I mean, I have a lot of popularity as well. I don't know. I know that Instagram means something. I know that, you know, at the end of the day, it's the 21st century. You know, Instagram, the amount of followers you have on Instagram does say something about your popularity. But I come from a country where not everybody's, you know, I don't get I don't get followed by everybody that supports me or
Yeah,
everybody that knows about me in Azerbaijan. Like most people, like a lot of people there don't even have Instagram or don't sit on Instagram like that to even follow me. So I'm not saying that I'm not using that as an excuse as to why I don't have a million followers, but I'm just saying that my Instagram following doesn't do justice for my popularity. I don't know who's more popular, but I just know that we're both popular fighters, and there's going to be a lot of eyeballs from all over the world on this fight in particular. I've actually gotten calls from like fans from England. I've gotten a lot of love recently from England as well. I guess they love the style or something. I got called like
yeah,
in the middle of the day. I'm like resting in between sessions, and I get a call randomly by like email, the FaceTime audio,
yeah,
and it's like these guys from Britain. They're like, "Yo, Nazim, we're huge fans." This and that. I'm like, "Yo, how'd you guys even get my number?" It's like, "Oh, it's your email. You
yeah.
left your email on your Instagram, so we
Oh,
called you for FaceTime audio." I'm like, "Oh, no doubt."
do you know that was a thing?
Yeah, me either. I didn't know you could call somebody, get, you know, just through their email and all that stuff. I had no idea, so I had to take my email off before. I don't know who anybody. That means anybody could just call you. Just anybody has access to your phone. So,
That's pretty funny. Yeah, and on Terrence, stylistically, how do you see this fight panning out?
oh, I I see him coming out strong, coming out explosive. I see myself meeting him. I see myself overwhelming him with movement, with just every with every exchange. I plan to strip away whatever plans he has. I plan to strip him punch by punch, exchange by exchange, round by round, minute by minute. I plan for every second that the fight progresses to work into my favor. So no matter how either one of us come out, I feel at the end I get my hand raised and I come out on top.
For sure, man. And this fight is back in the Apex for you. So, what's your whole opinions on fighting in the Apex?
It's cool. It's the UFC. It's the same. We're fighting under the same banner, the same three letters. Do I want to fight in a stadium? Do I wish this fight was in a stadium? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like, how crazy would it be to have a Nazim versus Terrance McKinney in, let's say, Nashville that's coming up, or in
yeah,
Boston? I think it would be nuts. So, as a matter of fact, if I fought in Boston, that'd be really cool, because the first ever event that I came to watch was Boston in 2013, I think it was, where McGregor fought Holloway.
uh,
Uh, and I remember the Boston crowd being crazy. So, come to think of it, a fight with me, like a matchup like this in Boston,
yeah,
would be insane. I would actually love something like that.
definitely, man. And going back to February, as you won your USA debut there, that's probably a moment that you envisioned and dreamed of forever. So, how's that like, and what are your emotions like when you finally got your hand raised?
Uh, it's 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 obviously a dream come true, but like I'm just so goal oriented that I just always look forward to the next one and the next one and the next one, and every time that I reach it, I check off those goals. I'm just looking forward to the next one and something bigger. And and something more, you know. So the next goal would be get win this fight, you know, and then focus on top 15 and top 10 and all this other stuff. So, you know, I could sit here and name my whole entire bucket list, but the fact remains what matters right now is July 15th, and that's my focus right now, my only focus. And after that, we can talk about the next one.
Sure, man. And from your win against Evan Elder, that was a very competitive fight. And of course, even through wins, you do learn a lot of lessons. So what would you say are some of the lessons that you want learned from that fight that will help you going forward?
Uh, just my just how I felt in the cage. Just take like I can't even put it into words because the way you feel in the cage, like you learn so much from that. Those feelings teach you so much, and you kind of if you take it in and you analyze it, you're gonna be able to perform better the next time that you feel that again. And that's why that kind of fight, that amount of ring time, fighting for two rounds and going into a third, the beginning of the third it was stopped. Uh, it it's a big, it's a lot. It's like I feel like the type of fight we had that was like experience for 2 3 fights. You know, like the amount of experience I got in just that my first UFC fight, that was like enough for three I don't know 3 pro fights that I've had. You know, I learned more in that fight than I did in like 3 pro fights in the past.
Yeah, it was a pretty nuts fight as well. And Evan Elder will also be on the card. So have you had any interaction with him? I know that you guys had some respects after the fight, and I know there's a little interaction between them, but have you kept in touch with him at all?
Yeah, we're cool. Like I chat with him now and then. I'm wishing him luck on his fight. I hope he gets his hand raised. Great man, great fighter. Definitely deserves it. Deserves to be in the UFC. And that's it, man. Just keep. You know, I'm cool with anybody that wants to be cool with me. You know, and that's it, man. It's mutual respect. Never look for any beef or anything. But if it ever finds me, I'll be ready to bite down and give it right back. You know.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I want to start talking about Law MMA as that's obviously where you train. So what has your whole experience been like there, and what's your relationships like with your coaches and training partners?
I mean, ever since I got there, everything's been magical. Like it's just it taught me so much about life, not only just fighting or training, like just the way Ray Longo is, the way people are around him, the environment he creates. It forces you to be a more open person, a more warming, a more welcoming person. You know, so I definitely opened up. I definitely loosened up around a guy like that. And that's not even talking about all the skill and all the training I got with all the beasts that train in our camp, you know. So overall, what can I say? That place elevated my skill, my spiritual, my mental, my everything.
Yeah, man. You mentioned that there's a lot of beasts there, but there's of course studs in all weight classes, but especially in that lightweight division that you fight in. So what is it like to train with elite level guys that are in your weight class on a daily basis?
Um, what is it like? It's the best. What more can you ask for? From a fighter's
Yeah.
perspective, what more can you ask for? You're training with the best. You have the best supervision. You have the best advice. You have people around you that have seen the cream of the crop of the sport, the pinnacle, world champion, reigning and defending, and we're currently seeing that now with Aljamain Sterling, and we're gonna see that with Marab as well, who's seated at number one. So, what more can you really ask for? I'm training with the pinnacle of the sport. It feels good. I feel lucky. I feel like I'm always trying to be a good teammate, a good example to the other guys that are coming up. So it's like just this never ending cycle with this gym. It's like somebody reaches the pinnacle and then the next wave of guys are coming up and then the next wave of amateurs are coming up into the pros. Like I rode that wave with Charlie going into pros and Dennis and Quietman and all these guys. We rode our amateurs into pros and now pros into the UFC or UFC level. Like we're all circulating in that, we're all in that stirring in that pot. And it's like now we're ready for the next thing and then the next thing. And then the guys behind us are coming up and they're taking our place. So it's just it's a beautiful thing to see just from the side, let alone to be in it. So I'm grateful.
Yeah. And to follow up on that, LAW MMA has been thriving as of late with Aljo retaining the belt, Rob getting a big win, Farola getting his biggest win to date, the big wins at CFSC last month. How's it like seeing other people's success in the gym motivate you?
Well, like I said, like being a part of it is amazing, and to witness it, like you literally see. I literally have lived with Al, who's been at the top of the sport. I live with Aljo, who is at the top of the sport, and you just even unintentionally you just get to see even just how they are on a day-to-day basis. So you get to gauge where like what you're doing right and wrong. I see Aljo get up and grind and grind and grind and grind again and have little hours of sleep and wake up tired and still go grind. You get to see this kind of stuff, and it gives you almost like the blueprint. Like you have the blueprint. It's just about going and getting it now. I have the blueprint, and I have the people around me that have reached the pinnacle, and now it's my turn to just go up, get up, and make something of myself, and use that blueprint to try and be in that position.
Sure, man. And using that blueprint, is there anyone in the lightweight division, as the lightweight division is a very stacked division, is there anyone in that division that excites you for upcoming fights in the future?
Honestly, you said it yourself. It's such a stacked weight class. I don't even know where to start. It's such a stacked weight class. I think the only weight class that can compare is 135. Other
Yeah.
than that, like that's a weight class that nobody else even comes close. There's so many matchups I can't even begin to start. So honestly, I'm just gonna let everything take its course. I'm sure I'm gonna see everybody in lightweight sooner or later. I'm gonna end up fighting all these guys. Like Terrance McKinney, that's my second fight in the UFC. Terrance McKinney is my second fight in the end. That matchup alone is so exciting. Now imagine going forward the amount of exciting matchups that are out there for me. So I don't have any name in particular just because there's so many, but I just know I'm never gonna be out of work. I'm always gonna be employed in being a lightweight.
Sure, man. And my final question for you is, where do you see yourself in the sport in 2 years?
Champion. Reigning and defending champion.
I love to hear, man. Is there anything you want to plug before you head out of here?
No, brother, just my Insta, we're gonna have some cool content, some cool gear coming up. We got Black Wolf hats coming up. I'm gonna drop those probably either fight week or maybe even in the beginning of this upcoming week. So yeah, a few cool things, but everything else you see on my Instagram at Nas_MMA. So that's it, man. I'm ready for fight night. July 15th is gonna be fireworks. That's the real 4th of July.
Yeah, man. Naz, I want to thank you for coming on. I wish you the best of luck in July. Folks, that's all for today. Until next time, peace.
Thank you, brother.